Hello friends and welcome back to this series. In this video I will show you how navigation and router works in Vue.js. To get started we first need to create two components, or by what I mean component is views. It is a bit confusing. So let's create a new file. First one we will name it as student, and let's also create one more file that is for subjects. So name it as subject. Pardon my typo there. So after creating these two Vue files, let's go to router and then index.js. In this index.js you will see there are two routes defined out of the box. We may not require about, so let's change it to students. Name it as student, and also here we will import student.vue file. Let's copy this code and add one more route for subjects. Name it as subject and include subject.vue file. So by this after this line of code, maybe we need to remove trailing comma. Okay, so once done, we have also successfully created a route for our two newly created views. Now go to app, or before going to app, let's go to public index.html, and here you may require to install or include Bootstrap. I have already done that. So it is a Bootstrap, latest Bootstrap CSS and the JS. I have copied that from Bootstrap official website. This link and this scripts I have copied and pasted in our code that will enable the Bootstrap in our project. Okay. Now let's come to app.vue and add container div. The container div, let's add row, and within the row we will create one more div called md12. Now we need to grab code for navigation. Again, I have referred to Bootstrap official website and I'm copying this navigation code and pasting it in our file. Save, and as you see we have our navigation ready. We may not require this many options, so let's get rid of those which are not required. For example, drop down, we don't need that for now. Disabled, we don't need that for now. Search box, we don't need that for now. Okay, home, let's skip it, or maybe copy this 2 times and here remove the current. Let's name this as students, and Second route we will name is as a subjects. All the routes are active. Maybe we need to remove this. Okay, so far so good. But when we click on students, it gives us the hash. It does not navigates to our desired view. So for that, we may need to add view router functions. So I am commenting this line and I am creating a router link to, that is where do you want to navigate to, class. Since we are using bootstrap, we want to include this bootstrap class, and then a name of the route. So in this case it is home. Let's copy this and paste it here. Here we want to navigate to students. So this word should exactly matches this path. We are not using name routes, we are using the paths, and that's why we have to match the exact word here. Let's name these as students and copy this again for subjects. Name these as subjects. Okay, our view is successfully compiled. Let's refresh. Maybe let's remove the hash and then refresh. Now if we click, okay, we are successfully navigating, but are we loading the view? Let's create the template div students view. Div has no matching. Okay, maybe we need to add this div. Okay, now we click on the students, but then even though we have created the template in the view file of student, we are not loading a student view, and for that this is like normal behavior. So let's comment this, and then let's have div, another div with column md12. To load the view we should have router view, so router view and then end tag. Now let's go back. See, we are this thing has already taken the effect. We on the subject, and it says that a template or render function not defined because we have not defined anything in this subject. Let's do the same. Copy the code, put it here, change the name subjects. Okay, on the home page we are still loading the default home page of the Vue.js. On the students and subject we are having a different view, so that means that it is loading the view. But now if you see, our app.view file is very scattered and very lengthy. So what best we can do is, like, we can grab a header view section. That is what we are going to do in most of the time in the real-time application, that we will divide the header, we will divide the footer, and in many cases we also divide the content area in left, middle and right sidebars. So for now let's divide the header in separate component. So for that I will create one more component in components folder, and I will name it as menu component dot view. Here naming conventions, you can name it as a menu.view as well, but then in real-time projects where you have lots of components and lots of views, you may not identify whether it is a view or component. So as a best practice, what I would recommend is whenever you are creating a component that is adding into so that is enhancing the view, let's name it as let's add the component word while creating the name so that you can understand whether it is a component or whether it is a view. So here we will name it as app component. Let's create a template. Let's create a script and let's create this code, styles code. Here, grab navigation, the name bar code. Here first import the menu component. So the syntax is import menu component from components slash menu component dot view. Here components, and to define locally the components locally, what syntax is like components colon and then curly braces. Here you will define all the components that has been imported and that could be used in the view file. So for now I am adding a menu component. Left side is the name of the component, the way you want to import. So you can defer the name here. So I will name it as app menu, and this app menu will be referring to menu component. Okay, disclaimer here, even though I have added app and then camel case menu, I am to import the view I am using dash syntax. So the capital letter would become a small case, or yes, small case, and then we will have a dash before the small case, and that's how we import. So app capital menu would be referred in a template as app dash and small m menu. Let's save this file and let's see, reload the page. Okay, our system works still the same. That means we have successfully created a component and differentiated or like bifurcated the code of header in a separate menu component, and we have imported that menu component into our app view file, and then added that app view file that menu component in code using component syntax.